Now, 5 days after US President Donald Trump declared that his country recognizes Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, street protests and violence have finally subsided. But diplomatic battles continue. And by the looks of it, it looks like a long-drawn period of protest which may continue. Let's actually look at how India could leverage this crisis to cement its role as a global leader.
Donald Trump's decision to shift the US Embassy from Tel Aviv to the contested holy city of Jerusalem definitely shook the world. It outraged and humiliated Palestinians who have been fighting against what they call an Israeli colonialist and military occupation for decades. It emboldened the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and many Israelis who see Jerusalem as their capital city as a historical and religious right. What happens in Jerusalem does not stay in Jerusalem. The Arab League held an emergency meeting, and so did the United Nations and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation.
We agree on the two-state solution, a Palestinian state with the 1967 borders and capital in East Jerusalem, and the Israeli state. The decision of President Trump is completely unacceptable. We think that the US, by taking this stance, has renounced its political role in the Middle East.
Other players in the region were also critical.
Russia and Turkey consider the decision by the United States to recognize Jerusalem as capital of Israel and to transfer the American embassy to this city does not help the resolution of the situation in the Middle East. It destabilizes the region. It crosses out any prospect of Israeli-Palestinian peace.
With their decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital, the United States has become a partner in this bloodshed. We don't recognize this decision, we never will.
But the current state of affairs could open the door for other global players to take the lead and find alternative solutions for the Israel-Palestine conflict. For instance, India, which is a traditional supporter of the Palestinian cause, but in recent years has emerged as Israel's most strategic partner in the subcontinent. The loss of credibility of the US could give India the chance to present itself as a reliable mediator. Both the Palestinians and Israel would likely welcome India's role. Delhi is not engaged in any sectarian or political battle in West Asia. It has good relations with both sides. Prime Minister Narendra Modi wants to transform India into a global power. China has already started the game. On the Jerusalem issue, the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs said, I quote, China firmly supports and advances the Middle East peace process. We support the just cause of the Palestinian people to restore their legitimate national rights and stand behind Palestine in building an independent, full sovereignty state along the 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital. India's reaction was not as neat as this. India's position on Palestine is independent and consistent. It is shaped by our views and interests and not determined by other countries. In early November, China proposed to mediate between Israel and Palestine. In an interview to the Chinese agency Xinhua, the country's special envoy on the Middle East affairs, Gong Xiaoseng, traveled to Cairo, and there he presented a 4-point program by President Xi Jinping to solve the dispute. As diplomatically complicated as it may be, India could pitch itself as a guarantor of the two-people, two-state solution. It is a global aim for a country aiming at the front row of the world politics. Daniele Pagani for WION.